A new coaching client said, I'm working hard. I've been working hard for a while. I'm still convinced that I can do this myself. I'm learning, I'm improving. I feel like I'm busy, but after all my effort, I still don't understand why I'm not getting there yet. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And today, we're going to look at the three questions that reveal what might be happening beneath the surface and why all that effort may not be leading where you want to go. Hi there, Lens Legends, and welcome to another episode of the Portrait Profit Show, where we focus on the business side of photography. I'm your host, Jim Landers, your guide on the business side, and it's my mission to uplift portrait photographers to make a great income doing what they love. The Portrait Profit Show is brought to you by Digital Pro Lab and Landers Photography School. For Digital Pro Lab, Amanda and her amazing, wonderful team are going to make you look like a hero. Now, I know you've watched the Profit Show before. You've heard me say that before, but it's because it's true. If you haven't tried digitalprolab.com, you're going to want to do it. You don't know what you're missing if you haven't. And once you have, you're going to be surprised. Go to digitalprolab.com. Take advantage of the advantage that Digital Pro Lab gives you, because Amanda hires fantastic people. And just by default, you are going to look like a hero. Digitalprolab.com. I'll put that on the screen real quick. Digitalprolab.com. And the show is also sponsored by Landers Photo School. Let's put that on the screen. And Landers Photography School is both the photography side and the business side, although this show is about the business side, and Landers Photography School has become more on the business side than it is on the photography side, but it is on both. I want to encourage you to take advantage of something I'm going to give you for free as a listener or a watcher or a reader of the Portrait Profit Show. And you can see it up on the screen right now. If you go to calendly.com, almost like calendar, but calendly.com/photo school /15MIN, I'm going to set up a free session with you, just you and me via Zoom. It could be via phone call as well, but it actually works better if it's via Zoom. If you'll do that, then we'll talk about you, we'll talk about your goals, and we'll talk about how to get there. So use that address. I might bring that up one more time during the show. We'll see. But otherwise, take a screenshot, write it down, and put yourself on my calendar. I encourage you at any time during the show today to make comments, to ask questions. I want you to go to the comments right now and enter in hashtag live. This tells me that you're watching live on either Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or YouTube. We're simulcast to several different places. For those watching the replay, please comment hashtag replay. I have a request also that you share the Portrait Profit Show. Let other people know that this exists. This has value to more than just you. And when you elevate other photographers, you're not bringing yourself down, you're elevating everyone. So invite other people to watch the show, to share in watching the show. Photographers, we don't start questioning progress because we've stopped loving photography. It has nothing to do with it. Oh, you may feel that the growing effects of burnout, and they certainly We certainly don't love that. But photographers usually still love photography, although sometimes that love and feeling might drift away for a little while. The real struggle begins in a quiet, honest moment when a photographer wonders if this is ever going to work. Man, and when that feeling shows up, something subtly something subtle usually follows. Explanations, reasons, stories that make quitting or slowing down feel reasonable. Things such as slow market, bad economy, cheap clients, too much competition, bad timing, social media and search engine algorithms. I mean, a whole lot more reasons. Some of these are real, but not a single one of them is in control of your future. At some point, every photographer has to stop explaining why things aren't working and start deciding what they're going to change. Not at some point in the future. This has to be a right now decision because the moment you choose to take control, the path forward becomes visible. So, this is not about motivation and it is not about making you feel better. Those are just side effects. This is about three honest questions that together will tell you the truth about where you really are in your photography business. And once you see the truth clearly, you'll know exactly what needs to happen next. And it's different for everyone, but the framework is the same. So let me tell you what that first of three questions is. Am I growing or just staying busy? Huh. That question deserves a clear answer because busy can feel a lot like progress when it really isn't. I mean, you can have a full calendar and not be profitable. You could have constant calls, texts, and messages. Even with those variables, you could still be standing in the exact same place that you were a year ago with the same prices, the same financial pressures, the same frustration that nothing is truly moving forward. Many photographers stay busy with low priced sessions, late nights of editing, and inquiries that never quite turn into the kind of clients that they'd really like. Growth looks different. Growth shows up in a stronger client relationship, clearer communication, better positioning, and income that actually changes your life. Now, you may think, well, I've got good client relationships. I speak very clearly. I convey what I'm trying to do very clearly with them. Then your life is changing, your income is changing, and it is matching what you want in life. Because if that's not what's happening, then you have room to grow with your client relationships. You've got room to grow with clearer communication with them, better positioning. Growth means your effort today creates a different tomorrow, not another repeat of yesterday. You do not want to be in the same place in your business 5 years from now. So the question isn't whether you're working hard. I think you are, even not knowing you. Busy? That is often just the surface level answer people give when someone casually asks, "So, how's it going?" You say something like, "Working hard," or "Staying busy." Most photographers work incredibly hard. So that's not the differentiator that causes prospects to book you for you to be successful. Besides, do you really aspire to be really busy? Because most of us would like to get a little free time out of this, or comfortable income, doing something we love that supports our ideal life. So I guess the real question is this: is the work you're doing leading where you want to go, or simply keeping you occupied where you already are? Because staying busy hides the truth for a very long time, sometimes even an entire lifetime, an entire career. But busy cannot change the direction you're heading. And if that direction is not leading where you truly want to go, then this first question of the three has already told you something important. Activity is not the same as progress, and effort alone will not get you there. Activity is not the same as progress, and effort alone will not get you there. Just resonating with you guys? You hearing it? If so, go to the comments section. Let me know. You could say yes in the comments, letting me know I hear you. I resonate with that. I have felt that way. And if you haven't already, enter in hashtag live into the comments so that I know you're watching live. I can see several of you have already done that. Good. Thank you for doing that. Question 2 of 3. Are my clients valuing me and my work? Or are they simply booking because of my low prices? This question can be uncomfortable, but it's necessary because the way clients respond to your work reveals more truth about your business than almost anything else. Some photographers stay constantly busy, yet nearly every conversation circles back to price. It may come in the form of requests for discounts, or requests for just the digitals, or requests that quietly, slowly, or quickly attempt to reduce the value of what it is you create. When that pattern creates, well, when it repeats, it becomes easy to believe the problem is the market, the economy, the competition. But I want you to step back for a moment and look carefully. Clients who truly value you and your work behave differently. They trust your guidance, they respect your process, They invest in finished artwork. They return again and again, and they refer others to you. Yes, even with a low price, they are going to refer others to you. That isn't one of the differentiators. It's just one of the side effects that you do notice. But those who they're referring to you will share the same values most of the time. And I don't want someone to value my low price. I want someone to value me, the work that I produce, the result that they wind up with. That's what I want them to value. If the only thing they value about me is the price, there's no possible way for me to actually make a living doing this. This is not about blaming clients. Clients respond to the expectations that we set, the confidence we communicate, and the experience we provide. Their behavior is often a reflection of how a business is positioned, not a determination on the worth of your photography. So, therefore, the real consideration is not whether people are booking you. It's, are the people you serve helping build the future you want, or keeping you trapped in the present you want to outgrow? Because when clients value your work, progress becomes possible. Your income stabilizes at a sustainable amount, not a struggling amount. Your confidence grows. Your direction becomes clearer. But when value is missing, value for you, value for your result, effort increases while progress is hit or miss. Because sometimes you do see some progress. Sometimes you do see some good things when you're not doing it right. You are doing good things. But good things can lead you in the wrong direction on a road altogether wrong. The wrong clients can keep you busy for a long time, but they rarely move you forward. And you feel that. Maybe not at first, but you feel it. If your answer to this question, are my clients valuing me and my work, or are they simply booking me because of my low prices? If that question makes you feel uncomfortable, don't ignore it. Discomfort is often the first signal that something important is ready to change. Or another, discomfort is not a sign to get off the road. It's the green light telling you to move. That right now is the time to move. Before I go to the last question, make sure to click that like button when you hear something you like, or if you love something. I react to that. I love seeing that. I don't react to it as in I'm saying something or I'm commenting about it or I'm posting something. No, no, I feel it though. I appreciate it when you click that like button or click that love button. I also really appreciate it when you go over to the comment section and share this with the show with other photographers. And if you haven't already, enter in hashtag live, letting me know that you are watching right now live. Let's go to question 3. Oh, by the way, there's a handout for every single one of my of these lessons, these shows, these episodes. And so if you want that, then just send me an email, jim@portraitprofits.com, jim@portraitprofits.com. By the way, there's something I'm going to give away free during this question. Actually, it's just after this question, that uses that same email address, jim@portraitprofits.com. All right, question 3. Can I clearly see where I'm trying to go? Can I clearly see where I'm trying to go? This is the most important question of the 3, because progress only makes sense when you know the destination. Many photographers work incredibly hard. They learn new techniques. They invest in equipment. They study lighting. They continuously improve their editing. They stay active on social media. They regularly engage with both prospects and clients. And I don't mean clients, the ones that they're working with currently. I mean the ones that the jobs have finished. They're continuing to connect with them because it's very easy for us to be forgotten. Not because you're forgettable, but because people have a million things going on in their life. And so photographers who are doing it right are doing something to cause even past clients to remember them regularly. But all of that effort, while it might feel productive, without a clearly defined destination, effort alone cannot guarantee progress. Imagine getting in your car and driving all day. You stay between the lines. You obey traffic laws. You avoid bad drivers, and you keep moving forward. From the point of view of friends and family and anyone who might be watching you drive, they're going to say, "You're doing a good job. You're doing a great job driving." But if you never decided where you were going, then all that effort is just moving without a destination. It's funny how you see that very clearly when it comes to driving, yet you don't see it when it comes to your life. I see this happening so often in the photography business. You can stay busy and never reach your destination. You can keep learning. You can work long hours and feel completely exhausted. But if you haven't clearly defined the kind of life you want your photography business to support, then you have no reliable way to measure whether your work is moving you closer to it or not. So the real question is this: can you clearly see the destination you're trying to reach? Or are you simply moving and hoping it leads somewhere good? Can you clearly see the destination you're trying to reach? Or are you simply moving and hoping it leads to somewhere good? Because when the destination is clear, decisions become easier. You can recognize which opportunities move you forward and which ones may look good but are leading you somewhere you never intended to go. So once the destination is defined, the other 2 questions, this is the third of 3, the other 2 questions begin to make even more sense. Growing instead of just staying busy becomes a priority. Working with clients who truly value your work becomes necessary and something that you really like. Without a destination, effort feels endless. With a destination, every step has a purpose and it feels right. Before you move on with your day today, take a few quiet moments to yourself and write down your answers to these three questions that I've asked you today. Real answers, not the answers you wish were true, not the answers that sound good when someone asks how things are going. Write down the answers that honestly describe where you are right now. Are you growing or simply staying busy? Are your clients valuing your work? Or are they mainly booking because of your low prices? And can you clearly see the destination that you're trying to reach? Once those answers are written down, something interesting happens. Your next step becomes obvious. What's right becomes obvious. What's good becomes obvious. And you realize that good is no better than bad because now you can see the right things. I mean, if you were to go to uh, a uh, a store such as Home Depot or Lowe's that sells all kind of building materials, let's say you were building something specific, a deck for your backyard. You know, because you've defined what it is that you want, what materials you're going to need. Therefore, you don't go and get the things you don't need. But if you don't clearly have a picture in your mind of what it is that you're heading towards, well, then all the stuff in the store looks good and you wind up with things you don't need. So once the answers to those questions, the three questions, have been written down, the next step becomes obvious. What's right becomes obvious. You see what needs to change. Maybe it's your pricing. You probably guessed it was anyway, but you didn't know how or why. Maybe you were comparing to other photographers. This isn't a business where you compare to other photographers. There are a lot of businesses where you do compare pricing to other businesses, but photography is a custom item. It's not a commodity unless you choose for it to be, but it is your choice. Commodity? Do you serve the same thing to everyone every single time? Or are you custom producing something for a specific individual, a specific couple, a specific company, a specific family? If you're custom producing, you can't sell at commodity prices. You have to sell at custom prices. If you were to go to a furniture store, wouldn't you expect the custom furniture to cost more than the stuff that's sitting out on the showroom floor? Of course. So maybe it's your pricing. Maybe it's your mindset. You're a custom producer. You can't sell at commodity prices, not unless you make a change and start doing high volume, which most of us don't want to do. Maybe it's the type of clients you're attracting. You sometimes do look at other photographers and wonder how they get the good clients. Well, it's because they've defined themselves in a very specific way. People ask me often, how do you always wind up with clients who want prints? I seem to always get people who want digital files. I always wind up with people who want prints because I tell people that's what I do. If I was a label on an item at Home Depot or Lowe's, I would be very specific. I wouldn't say I spin fast, I'm energy efficient, and I do exactly what it is you expect me to do, because that could describe a ceiling fan or a circular saw or a weed eater. No, I'm very specific in sharing what it is that I do. Maybe it's the simple fact that you have never clearly defined the life you want your photography business to support. Have you figured out what amount of money that you would need in order to do the things you want to do, in order to have the things that you want? Do you know what that amount is? You have to know. It's part of the destination. You're not going to solve everything today. Even if I was right there with you helping you out, it doesn't happen that fast. But make it your goal to identify one change that moves you closer to the destination that you want. And if you would like another set of eyes on it, this is what I was mentioning earlier. You are welcome to send me your answers to the 3 questions. I'm going to read them. All you have to do is send me those answers to jim@portraitprofits.com, jim@portraitprofits.com, and I will respond with something that might help you move forward. Clarity creates destination. I said that wrong. Clarity creates direction. Clarity creates direction. Direction creates progress. Direction creates progress. And of course, progress is what eventually gets you there. Before I share with you the upcoming show titles, which you're going to love, let me share some closing thoughts on this show. You know, Lens Legends, by the way, if you're new to the show, you are a lens legend. That's what I call you. Lens legends, photographers are already working incredibly hard. So, progress in a photography business rarely comes from just working harder. Progress comes from clarity, clarity about whether your effort is creating real growth or simply keeping you busy, clarity about whether your clients truly value you and your work, and clarity about the destination you want your photography business to support. Once those things become clear, the path forward becomes much easier to see. The moment you begin making decisions based on a clear direction instead of hopeful effort, your business begins to move differently. You'll feel it. Progress is a seed, clarity is the ideal soil. So give that seed the environment it needs. and growth will follow. Let me put my email address up one more time. You can get my handout this way also, but you'll need to tell me that's what you want. So Jim@portraitprofits.com. You can answer those questions that I had posed for you today, and I will help you with that if you do. And just by sending me a message, Jim@portraitprofits.com. Now, as you know, the Portrait Profit Show is every Monday. So I want to tell you about the upcoming shows. In 1 week from today, that's March 23rd at noon. Put up that one. There we go. March 23rd at noon. I need to put up the text of it so you can see that as well. There it is. Be easy to say yes to. It was episode number 263. You know, a realtor friend of mine recently explained why some homes sell in days while others sit on the market for months, even those that are in the same neighborhood. As I read his message, it occurred to me that he wasn't just describing real estate. He was describing exactly why some photographers are easy for clients to say yes to. I'll reveal that in 1 week from today on March 23rd at noon. Put it on your calendar. Otherwise, the million things you got going on in your life will cause you to forget. And then 1 week after that, Monday, March 30th at noon, the last one of March. This one is called When Helping Hurts Your Business. Episode number 264. When helping hurts your business. Most photographers don't realize this until it's cost them money and stress. Photographers are generous people. We say yes because we want to help. We help friends, family, causes. We help when someone asks. But sometimes the very thing that feels helpful in the moment works against the business we're trying to build. That is on, put that up one more time, March 30th at noon, 2 weeks from today. And then 1 week after that, this will be the last one I share with you, April 6th at noon, the real reason photographers leave the profession. When I graduated with a photography degree, there were 33 of us starting for getting into the photography world at the same time. Within 5 years, I was the only one who hadn't changed professions. Too many photographers are going down good roads. They just aren't going in the right direction. I'm going to tell you how to spot the difference. I've gotten really good at it. And that's on April 6th at noon. So those are the next 3 weeks in a row. Put it on your calendar. I'll see you at noon each one of those. So, Lens Legends, thank you for spending part of your day with me. If this message helped bring clarity to you, please take a moment to like this video and share the Portrait Profit Show with another photographer who could benefit from it. When photographers build stronger, more sustainable businesses and charge appropriately for the value they create, it raises the standard for the entire profession. So sharing this show helps that message reach photographers who are still searching for direction. As we end another show, another episode, I hope the ideas and strategies we've explored today have resonated with you and that you're able to move forward with confidence. The world is waiting for your unique vision and your ability to touch lives through your portraiture and the clarity to move your business toward the destination you truly want. Thank you, Lens Legends, for your time and attention here today. And thank you for the efforts that you make every single day to be such an amazing portrait photographer. Together, we help each other achieve our goals and make a difference in the world through our passion for portrait photography. For Landers Photography School and Digital Pro Lab, my name is Jim Landers, and I'm bringing you the weekly Portrait Profits Show. Until I see you again next week, Lens Legends, keep thriving, keep growing. I look forward to watching you grow. That's exciting to me. You guys are awesome. Bye for now.